welcome to Epic Geek Out, the only show on the internet where Bourne Legacy actually stars Matt Damon. I'm your host, Rob.
I'm your host, Chad, and today we're talking about the new Bourne movie, The Bourne Legacy. Not starring Matt Damon, but...
Yes, and then on Thursday, we're going to get back into comics. We're going to review two first issues. So I'm not sure if it has any subtitles, but Hawkeye and the new Gambit.
Yeah, cool. So as always, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, you can follow us on Twitter at Epic Geek Out.
Check out the website, www.epicgeekout.com, and check out Facebook. Did you say Facebook?
Nope.
Check out Facebook. Like us on that.
Also, you can email us any questions, comments, concerns, anything you want us to review, fans at epicgeekout.com. But let's get into our review of The Bourne Legacy.
So The Bourne Legacy is the fourth installment in the Bourne franchise. But the thing is, the normal stars of the movie are not present in this one. Matt Damon is in glimpses, yeah. Some new shots. Basically, the story revolves around the fact that there was never just one, I think is the tagline for the movie. And it's another agent kind of going through what Matt Damon went through. And really interesting because it does take place in the same time as the other movies. So they're happening the same time as all the issues that Matt Damon's going through happening. It stars Jeremy Renner, Rachel Weisz, Edward Norton. And, you know, it's a continuation of The Bourne Legacy, hence the title. So, Chad, what did you think of the movie?
I was really, really impressed. I really enjoyed it. I'm a huge fan of the series. I like the other movies. I feel like it got a little stale with the last one. I wasn't a fan of the last one as much. Definitely think this is better than that. But it was kind of like a return to the roots of the series a little bit. It sort of followed a storyline similar to the first movie, minus the identity crisis part of it. He was basically just on the run from the agency, trying to hunt him down with his partner in tow, and I really thought it was a lot of fun. One thing that was weird was the structure of the movie, the more I thought about it, was really strange, I felt. Like, it kind of started very abrupt and like shot back and forth between stuff. You didn't really know the timeline, what was going on. It wove in parts of the other movies, which unfortunately I didn't remember as much as I thought.
Yeah, that was a problem. I mean,
they did do a good job of kind of leading you along, but I feel like I could have gained a lot from having the other movies fresh in my mind.
Yeah. And
then I feel like the climax of the movie was strange and kind of weird. I'm not sure if I disliked it, but it was just like when it ended, it was kind of like what was the climax? It was, you know,
yeah,
it was weird. But overall, I mean, it was that same gritty hand-to-hand fighting action-y stuff that I love from the others. I kind of like the fact that he didn't have the memory problems because it was kind of interesting to see that part of it where he kind of knew everything that was going on, but
he had his own issues of like what he was trying to do.
This is more focused on the genetic enhancement, the drugs. They
went into more in depth on how the other agents, you know, like it stuck to Matt Damon and he just became like, you know, the first one that was completely turned and didn't.
And there's
need
different
these, like,
iterations of the program.
Yeah,
like this is like the next, and then there's another one beyond this.
There was a lot of titles and a lot of things like.
Yeah, like this one, I think he's part of the Outcome was the name of his. But then there's another one beyond that. But then like it was kind of confusing at parts where they were like they had to destroy his whole line, but then there was other ones still. Anyways, complicated plot
Very
for
complicated.
sure, but definitely had a lot of fun. I thought the end car chase scene, which is kind of a staple to the franchise, was really interesting and well done because it was in tight quarters. And that's something you don't see all the time. It was in traffic, so that was cool. The way that they did that was really neat. And, you know, overall very satisfying. I thought Jeremy Renner did a really good job. I'm excited to see more of him. If they ever made him and Matt Damon teaming up in a movie, it might be my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting a whole lot, I guess, because, you know, I didn't want to be let down in a way. But I definitely, you know, had a lot of fun and enjoyed it quite a bit, so...
Sure. See, I'm not huge on the Bourne franchise. I mean, I've seen all the movies. I mean, the first one is definitely my favorite. The filmmaking for the movies has always jarred me a little bit. I have actually felt sick in, like, I think it was 2 or maybe 3 with the scrambled chase scene. So I appreciate the fact that this was more clean cut. I mean, it still had quick edits. I mean,
wasn't
in the fight
intense,
scenes, but it certainly wasn't as intense as that. I feel the backstory is too dense for something that, you know, there are the books, but I'm led to believe, I haven't read the books, that they stray completely from it.
Yeah.
So it's hard to just ingest this backstory when you're just getting the movies. You know, like Star Wars has a rich backstory, but you get that you know, it's constantly at you. Like with this, it just, there were a lot of things that I'm sure were explained, but just
and
went
quite
over
a bit
my head.
of time between the last one and this one.
So that was kind of a complaint I had with the movie, is just that there's so much going on. You're gonna have to revisit the other ones or read up on it, and you know, I do want to do some more reading up on the movie because I'm sure it would answer some of my questions. But I enjoyed the movie. It was pretty decent. It started really, the first 2/3 of this movie is a cat and mouse kind of game. You know, Jeremy Renner's character is a couple steps ahead of them trying to clean up the mess. I mean, for a while they don't, you know, realize he's alive and all this stuff. So that was an interesting take. You're like, you know, they're going to eventually catch up to him because that's going to be, you know, the end of the movie. And of course they did. But I enjoyed how they kind of paced that. And
I feel like the beginning was a little slow for me, but once it got going, it really got going, which was cool.
Yeah, and then, well, there was some, again, like they kind of explained why he was in the Alaska environment. Because, like, you know, so it was weird. It was good. The fight scenes were kind of few and far between, but when they happened, I really enjoyed it. I mean, Jeremy Renner loves smashing people's heads against walls because that was like his go-to.
Tables at him.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was funny. So it was good. It's just, I think they assumed the audience would know a lot more than they did.
Yeah.
Going into it, and I mean, we both have seen all the movies. I don't think they're movies that you just pick up and watch again, really, at least not for me. So I think it was kind of lost in, like, the message. Like, maybe not try to do as much as they tried to accomplish with that.
Right there, I own all three, and I didn't even know what was going on sometimes, which is kind of unfortunate.
I was curious what you were looking at.
I was like, yes, I own all three. Also, something that they comment on Slash Film, and I definitely agree with, the score of the others is awesome, and when it starts with the Universal logo and you hear the score, I'm like, all right, sweet. But then the score points really didn't hit throughout the movie. It was kind of changed a lot, like that theme. Except for the very end, they had that title, that signature song that they play at the end of all the movies. But I was kind of disappointed in that a little bit because when it started, I was like all excited because it's sweet, it's Bourne. But then it kind of lost some of those themes throughout. But.
And I mean, it definitely was creative in the fact that they had the universe set up in the other movies, and this was another story going on with it. So I like that.
I really like the way they handled the reboot because I think that was such an interesting way to do a reboot because they kind of made it concurrent at the same time as the other movies, but yet brought a new storyline.
I don't even think they want to even do a reboot. I think they want to. I think their main goal is to get Matt Damon in the next one and have both of them together, which I think
it is a reboot of sorts because it is still Bourne, but yet, like, what are they going to call the next one if it's just the Bourne? It's not here, but we wish she was. I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, definitely. So I mean, it's good. It's I think it's more. I don't want to say a thriller, but I wouldn't label it as a straight up action movie. Yeah, because there are a lot of talking scenes and a lot of, and I kind of liked also the way that they it's not the CIA. I mean, whatever Ed Norton's character handled thing. I thought he was a very strong presence in the film. I think he did a good job acting. He's not a physical, like, dominance by any means, but like when he was, you know, kind of reading people the riot act, like you believe that he could enforce that through other ways. Yeah. So I really believe that character and how they trying to clean things up. Yeah, it was good.
What did you think of her? I thought at parts she was annoying. Typically, I find her annoying, but I thought overall she was all right once she kind of felt the character. In the beginning, she was a little annoying.
Her first scenes alone, and when, you know, S starts to hit the F, I found her awful. I cringed when she was on the screen. And maybe she was just doing a realistic take of what it would have been like to be in those positions, but it was just cringeworthy to me, and I was like, oh, why is she doing that? It hurts my face. Like, so I mean, but then she was kind of fine as it went on, and you know, it did explain, which I appreciated, and I don't want to ruin it, but it did explain why she needed to be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I appreciated
Why
that.
it was important for him to keep her alive. And,
Exactly.
and
So
vice
that
versa,
was
yeah.
nice in the movie to be like, instead of him just going to survive on his own, why does he, fall instantly in love with this girl and have to save her? They did explain that. So I appreciated that in the movie. So
Yeah, I'm excited for another movie
Yeah.
in this same with him and everything. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So I say go see it. Definitely, I liked it a lot.
it was good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just not excited for the whole series, but
yeah.
bring back Matt Damon for the fourth or fifth or
Be
sixth.
awesome.
What is it? Fifth?
Yeah.
It's that time of the episode where we like to give our thanks. So, Chad, what are you thankful for today?
All right, so this week is a national holiday. No, it's not just my birthday, even though it is. It is Shark Week, and I love Shark
Nice.
Week. And I always forget, it seems like it only comes but once a year, but it always seems like
I think that
I never
they
know when it's
lie,
coming.
and it's actually 7 times a year. It's like
I don't
I
know.
feel like it's every other month, but
yeah, but it's the 25th anniversary, and
25th?
yeah. Isn't that
Crap,
crazy?
yeah.
It's crazy. It's on Discovery Channel. If you haven't seen, I talked to someone today and I said it's Shark Week, and they looked at me like I was crazy. And I was like, how do you not know what Shark Week is? But lots of shark educational programming on Discovery Channel this week, so check it out. I enjoy watching it. It's kind of fun. What about it?
And also on top of that, I don't really. I mean, I just
Yeah.
sharks. They scare me. I don't want to be
That's
frightened.
pretty cool.
But also Revision 3, which is internet network. They're actually covering it as well.
Oh, really?
Because Discovery owns them.
Oh, yeah,
So
they
they're
do
doing
now,
a lot
yeah.
of like specialized niche programming.
Oh, that's really
along
cool.
it.
I didn't know that.
So check out Revision 3, and I think it's /Shark Week, and they're
Definitely check
doing
that
their
out.
own form of coverage, which I'll probably check that out more because I like
That's really
their
cool, yeah.
style of short covering it. So yeah.
Interesting. Didn't know that. Cool.
You learn something new. But what I'm thankful for today is kind of the end of a big event. I would like to give my thanks to the Olympics. I never realized that I actually enjoyed watching the Olympics. Actually, before it was coming on, I'm like, okay, Summer Olympics, who really cares? But it is honestly amazing to see these people who, when you think about it, are the best at what they do. And the human element of it, I think, is just really great.
The amount of their lives
And-
that they've devoted to
Yeah,
that one sport
that's just
is insane.
It's incredible. And also the sports are stupid at times, but
Yeah.
like they're funny and like great in their own right. So like I've never would watch swimming, or
Yeah.
beach volleyball was great to watch. I mean, it was just great to see it.
That's 'cause-
America, we pulled away and we had the most I think gold's end medal
Yeah,
count
it's like the
completely
combined,
total.
yeah.
So good work, America, and just congratulations to all the athletes.
This is a crazy fact. Did you know Usain Bolt, he won 3 gold medals, and his total running time in the entire Olympics was 40 seconds.
That is absolutely
He only
crazy.
ran for 40 seconds.
See, and
the
I
whole
learned
time.
something new. Giving thanks helps people out.
Yeah, crazy. So that's it for this episode. We'll be back on Thursday with 2 number ones comics. We're going to be talking about Hawkeye and Gambit. But yeah, that's it. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.